The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault with you here live on YouTube and Twitter, replayed on SiriusXM channel 159 and on SportsGrid. We are back after a very difficult day yesterday, and Dave, I just wanted to start right here at the top to say thank you to the brigade, because yesterday was different. Yeah. How are you? We're going to get back to the normal topics you expect from us, but at the top, obviously, we're going to address what happened yesterday. But how are you on this Thursday?
I will echo your thoughts first and foremost. Thank you to the brigade. Knowing what we knew at the time, doing what we did here was really a big part of what went on in this house, keeping everybody calm. So it was good. I mean, we got FBI guys, we got police guys, we got concerned people that know how to get information here. I felt more informed here than I did with the general news. So that was awesome. I can't describe in words that would do it justice or what it was like to go pick up Kels. I can't. And then letting her talk all night. We just, I think I fell asleep. She was on the phone with someone retelling the story for the 100th time. Maybe over. It was over that, because I listened to it 100 times at dinner and was so happy to do it. It was scary for a lot of people. It was scary I was glad you didn't have to go to class. I can tell you that. I was glad that a lot of people that
I got off the air when we got done. That's when I started to kind of reach out to the people that I know on campus. And one of the first people that I reached out to is the guy who brought me to UNLV. And
right.
Him and I met through a thing called the Rebel Media Group. I was the radio liaison. He worked for Marvel for years. His name is Ben Morse. And I just texted him and said, "Hey, you okay?" And he wrote back, "It happened in the building I was in." And I said, "Wait a minute, you teach in the business office?" He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Half of our journalism classes." He goes, "Your class is never over there, but half of our journalism classes is over there."
Right.
Is in that room. I mean,
yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I heard it. I heard the shots." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got the kids, got him out, and then I ran." And I just was like, that's when it became super real and super close to home. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I can't get, until I find out the names and the identities of the 3 people who lost their lives, I can't shake this. Like I have this feeling in my stomach that it just won't go away.
Yeah.
And it's this dread of like, okay, we know who the guy was. We have an idea of some motive. And if that's the motive, I just, where are we as a country if that's the real motive as to what this guy did and why he did this at 67 years of age? But who did he take with him? I have to, like, that is such a scary, still not finished part of this story, because families are being told the worst thing ever when they're getting called by authorities to say your loved one was taken from you. Right. For what? A guy not getting a job? Yeah. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. So until that part of the story gets finished, I'm not going to be able to just close the book and start to really deal with the emotions of what just happened, because my anger grows when I start thinking about, I love taking my daughter to campus with me. I absolutely love it. It is a monster moment for her and I, because I don't know how you were growing up, but I was dictated to a lot as a kid. I was told, go to high school. I was told, go to college. 99% of my graduating class went to college. There was no question. Two kids didn't go to college. They went to the military. Everyone went on to, no one had a bridge year. Nobody took a year off. Like, it was unheard of. You would have been ostracized in my community because higher education was looked at as the end all be all. Like, you are going to college.
Yeah, it wasn't an option.
I didn't even get an option. I wasn't even like, hey, go do something else. Go find yourself. Go explore. No, it was like 340 kids and 338 went to college. I don't want that for Madeline. I want her to understand why you want to go to college. And I think if I was shown college in high school in the way that I'm trying to present it to my daughter as a reward for the hard work you do in elementary school, middle school, in high school, I don't know. I may have approached things differently. I don't know. I may have gone differently to school. Like, I may have looked at my schoolwork differently rather than like something I have to do for something I want to do. Like, I get to do it versus you must do it to be a proper member of society. You have to have that thing on the wall, which is right there.
Right.
So the idea
is some storage unit, by the way.
That's right there. Like, if I can't take my kid to school with me,
yeah,
that makes me want to. But like, I go, well, then he can't win. This maniac can't win. I'm doing it. In the back of my head, I'm like,
you're frozen. You haven't moved in 3 seconds.
Hold
on. Come back. The last words you said was, this maniac wins.
This maniac wins if I don't bring my 9-year-old. But what do I do to make myself feel safe about bringing my 9-year-old? Am I supposed to bring a weapon? Like what? What do I do? So I haven't processed that. I'm not there yet. Luckily, I'm not due back on campus to start the spring semester until the middle of January. So I have weeks. Yeah, I have weeks to process. I have weeks to I won't be back on campus for a long time after the holidays and everything else. But my daughter loves my students. She's friends with 2 of my students. She sends text messages to them now.
Right.
She asked me, are Ash and Bree okay?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, they're okay. She's like, you're sure? I'm like, I'm sure. I've talked to both of them. They're both fine. Bree was one of the ones who was texting me during the show. So I'm like, yes. I'm like, they're fine. Like, she loved Bree, babysat her for a couple of times. I mean, she has a very tight relationship. When she comes to campus, she makes friends with these 19 and 20-year-old kids.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's
where I get mad.
That'll continue. It has to continue. It all has to continue. There's no anger in it for me yet. I'm still, trying to process that my wife was at work, unable to go get her baby, and Mama Bear was not having it. And then we all got together and, we're able to just let Kels vent and cry and get it out and talk about being brave and being, what did I do? She went to the library yesterday for the first time all semester. Just happened to go because she didn't go to the student union. So something directed her to the library, which turned out to be a safe place. And she'd have been by the student union. She said, Daddy, my class was in the business building, and my first class in the morning was in that building. So I was there. Then I left, and I wanted to do my work before I ate. So I went to the library, and it turned out she was up there, and she had a view of the whole thing, saw everything, saw way too much for an 18-year-old to have to see. But then after everything got settled and we got her and got together, I said, want to go eat? Are you hungry? Yes. Hey, wherever you want to go. Let's just go to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's where we went after every softball game that they wanted to go and vent. That's our place. We want to go watch a game, or they let me watch the game while they all talk and everybody gets their things. We go to B-Dubs. So we go to B-Dubs and we're sitting there. She's on the phone talking to a friend who was at class, but further down. She said, we're sitting there and 2 kids walk in and sit 2 tables away from us. shook as could be wearing UNLV stuff. Shook. The girl still got tears coming out of her eyes. And the boy, I think they were boyfriend, girlfriend, or just friends. Who knows? I don't know. Sitting there. And Kelsey's like, I have to go ask. I said, Kelsey, go do your thing. So she goes over. Hi, I'm Kelsey. Introduces herself. I was down there. Were you down there? Yes. Girl starts opening up, telling her all this stuff. And she finishes and comes back to our table. I said, how was that? She's like, oh, she's a mess. They weren't close. They were further down. They're here from out of town. Their families aren't here. I'm so lucky that my family's here.
Yeah.
And I said to the waitress, give me their check. When they get their check, give me I'm going to buy their dinner, whatever it is. And, they just hung out and they talked or whatever. And they left like 2 minutes before us, and they got, the waitress said, they got your check, and they came over and said, thank you so much. And, Kelsey said, all right, well, hopefully, we'll be back on campus. Everything's going to be okay. Blah, 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 blah. There's none of that on the news. There's none of that on the, unless you're part of it. There's none of that on the news. So
there's some of it locally. Nationally, no way. I mean, CNN, NBC, Fox News, no, there's none of that on the news. Locally, I was like, I don't know, borderline disturbed how many people I knew who were being interviewed on the news.
That was crazy. You're sending me those texts.
That's my students.
Like,
that's my student. I work with him. Like it was like
Oh, you froze again. Damn it. You got something working. You got something in the background. Get off that news channel.
I got nothing in the background working. That's weird. I reset everything this morning because we hadn't had anything the last 2 days. This was the third day in a row. I reset everything before the show because I hadn't been freezing. So I was like, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. That's interesting. The
amount of people that you knew on the
TV. But like it was one of the kids, it was like the professor and me came up because Bryce is this kid who's from Connecticut, but he's really far from home. Right. And I see him on the news and he was, as poised as I would ever think he could be. The reporter didn't want to stop talking to him because he was just like dominating the conversation and bringing such incredible information to the public. And I was just like, the professor in me was like, wow, kid, that was really good. I wrote him a long note last night and said, this doesn't matter, but I just want to tell you that I saw you. And I was really impressed with the way that you conducted yourself on live television. I'm sorry that was the first time you were on live TV. That was not the way I wanted it for you, but he wants to be a broadcaster. It's what he wants to do. And, he's a sophomore and he's really far from home. And I'm like, look man, I'm like, we're both from New England. Like I tell your parents, you got a guy from Boston here. He's your professor. Like if you need anything, let me know. Right. And food, water, a ride, anything like whatever you need. It's like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot with being, I have my girlfriend here, but that's it. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, if you two need anything, over the next couple of days, because nothing's open on campus until at Sunday at the earliest.
Right.
Everything is shut down on campus. And to get into a building, you need a police escort. You got to call the police to say, hey, I need to go into this building because I need X, Y, and Z. And they got to go with you, not the crime scene buildings. Those are off limits for everybody.
Those are done.
No one can go in those. There's 5 of them, including the student union, which is a big place where everyone gets food. I mean, if you're on the meal plan, you eat at the student union.
Right.
So like, that's where if you're a poor college kid, you don't have a lot of money, you got the swipe card to go food. Like it's somewhat problematic. So that's why they had to bring food to kids last night, bring water to kids last night. So
that's what Kelsey's doing. Kelsey's, everyone that she reaches out to, you find a local kid. Like I told Kels, I said, Kels, listen, you're going to have to tell people. I said, we got the van. We'll bring people out. We'll take them to Omelet Cafe. We'll get them a meal if they need to, if they, whatever. Like, this is going to be you being the catcher all over again. Right. You're going to have to be a leader, take care, make sure the right fielder is in position, make sure the second baseman knows that the cut play's coming with the steal. Like, this is what you're doing right now. And being able to say it where she could understand it, because we did the sports and the coaching and all this other stuff. She got it right away. So I said, how are those two boys? two kids came over for Halloween. One's from Guam and one's from Reno. Their parents aren't here. I said, call those two, text those to make sure if they need anything, we'll go get them. You know, knowing you're not alone. That's going to be my favorite thing about today. But the way Kelsey described it was that feeling of being alone while all this was going on and not knowing what was happening. That's devastating to hear, because we were not alone while we were on the show. And I mean, there's a lot of people that watch the show in the brigade that feel alone, you know, that don't have to be alone for 2 hours a day. Like we get to meet here. So that's I'm going to save it for a favorite thing about today. My last part of all this was I haven't talked to her yet, but another girl that I coached who went away for 2 years and is in her third year of school is at UNLV. I love this kid. Sienna is her name. She's a catcher too, third baseman, all this stuff. She was in that building last night or yesterday. She was in the building taking a class. She's back home taking classes. It's the power of social media between the posts on Twitter, and then I sent every kid that I coached in town a text yesterday because it had brought up the memory of, one, the shooting that I was at the Cosmo and what that entailed. And I was alone that day without a phone, nothing. Then the Mandalay Bay shooting where we were all together. And I know I felt better with the Mandalay Bay shooting and being all together than I did the Cosmo shooting alone. So I sent them all a text, and she reached out to Kelsey, and they were up until 2:00 in the morning talking. Just great. Talking. And that's part of, you know, when we spoke last night, you and I. You got to find someone to talk to. You can't keep this stuff inside. That goes for us too. That's why, you know, are you guys doing the show? Yeah. I'm going to go talk to Perrault for 2 hours. Yes. We're going to talk about sports and we're going to do our thing. But, you know, these situations, you got to just, boom, talk.
I agree. To put a bow on it, a lot of you sent DMs and sent messages and emails, and I will try to respond personally to every single one of you. I promise you, because it was last night. I didn't watch a single second of sports. I haven't even checked my accounts. I have no idea what I did last night. I don't know what the games were last night. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I won or lost. What?
The Clippers beat the Nuggets.
You told that on the way out. Yes, you said that. Yes, correct. You were right. The Clippers beat the Nuggets. Jokic his worst game as a career as a pro. I did see that on Twitter. He had the worst game of his. It was 9 for 32 or something. So I do remember seeing that. But other than that, I don't know what happened. I don't know what any game. I just didn't follow anything. I stayed away from it as much as I could because my daughter was really interested in it, and it was tough because I didn't know what to say and what not to say because she wanted to know. She knew what was going on. I almost pulled her out of school. I texted with the teacher. They had what's called MAP testing yesterday, which is like this grading system as to where so I didn't want to go pull her out of that. So I waited till they were done, and then I went and got her. And she was like, what's going on? What's wrong? And I explained what was going on. And there were police, even around her school, there were police. She's like, why are there police here? And I had to explain why there are police at her school and everything else as to what had happened. And I had to get away from it all. But like the people who texted me, the people who reached out, I really, it meant a lot to me. Just, you know, it's a quick 2-second text message, but it means a lot when someone says, hey, you okay? Like that's all I mean, that means the world to me when someone asks out of the blue, like someone I haven't heard from in months. It's like, hey, you all right? I saw this on the news. You okay? Yep. And so like that, I want to say thank you to everybody who, and some people wrote some really heart-wrenching, touching emails to me and you that I will find a way to either get to you or read it on the air. DMs as well that are still coming in from people who are just hearing and watching the show from yesterday. So thank you for letting us vent on that. Thank you for letting us talk about that at the top of the show here Okay. So let's get into this. As I said, I didn't see games, but the biggest story of the day is not a game. It's that Juan Soto has gone from the Padres to the New York Yankees.
Yep.
Are the Yankees back? Because
Yankee fans will tell you they are. Look at that.
Here's the trade.
Yes.
Trent Grisham, Juan Soto, Michael King is the guy that everyone's talking about because he's going to be in the rotation immediately for San Diego. and then four other guys who are high level thought of prospects for San Diego to come in. I heard a really interesting point yesterday about who won this trade, and somebody said, look, if you're trading Juan Soto, there's no way you won the trade. Is that fair?
I don't know.
You can't win the trade if you're trading a player, even if it's a 1-year rental, which it looks like it might be because he's going to free agency. Yankees might be able to keep him, but he's got 1 year left on his deal, and he looks like he's going to be a highly sought after 26-year-old.
You know what would make a real interesting rivalry in the Eastern time zone?
What?
I don't know if you've heard of it before, but Yankees Red Sox.
Okay.
Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani be in the same time zone, in the same division, all over, splashed over.
So you
if
want
it's not
Ohtani
the
with the
Red
Red
Sox?
You want Ohtani with the Red Sox?
Oh, no. They're trying to put him in Toronto, an international city. Even better.
They're trying, yeah.
They're trying to put him in Toronto.
There is no Yankees Blue Jays rivalry.
There will be.
Man.
That sounds like a Red Sox guy saying that.
No such thing. You can do it all you want.
Countries against each other.
Countries. Who cares?
Pick your country.
I'm sorry.
Canada,
no one cares about
US.
Toronto. No one cares about Toronto baseball.
That's not true.
It is true.
Toronto sponsorship.
It is true. Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. Nobody's like when people in the eat like
what are you doing? You're back 1 day off of
Orioles. Oriole fans.
Toronto.
Let's go ask Oriole fans. Like, how do you feel about Toronto? Really? Like how
they
would
don't
you
like Toronto.
They don't give a fuck about Toronto. Nobody gives a fuck about Toronto.
Will.
I mean, look at no one cares. No one cares about the Maple Leafs. No one cares about the Blue Jays. It's the same exact thing. They look down. Toronto fans are obsessed and myopic about everything to do with East Coast, Boston, New York, Philly sports. But no one bats an eye at the other way around.
Oh, no.
No one worries about it. They don't. It's like, oh, you'd be good once every 10 years. Phenomenal. Great. How long ago was Joe Carter? Like it doesn't, it has no bearings. Like putting Ohtani in the Blue Jays. I'm sorry. I know this made Cam angry on the air with us on Sports Grid because of what was written, but I'm telling you right now, Taylor Mathis is right. Okay. She was right. If you really want to get into it, I know Sports Grid is like the one network that employs like multiple Canadians that got all in mad because Taylor Mathis said that putting Ohtani on the Blue Jays would be a waste.
Oh my God.
Do you know what? She's right.
Oh no.
She's 100% right. This is not hatred of Canada. It's like Canada. Somebody said it was xenophobia. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is nonsense.
Oh my goodness.
Putting him in Toronto is a waste. Yes. It is the truth. Putting Shohei Ohtani in Toronto is a waste. Yeah, that's great. You got Connor McDavid. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You have Connor McDavid. That's phenomenal.
True.
When was the last cup won by the Canadians? When was the last cup won by a Canadian team again?
And all thy sons come.
Did the Vegas Golden Knights become a team and 6 years later they won a cup?
With
how long has it been since Canada's won the cup?
The rise.
I was in high school, right?
The true North, strong and free.
Was I in my 20s yet? I wasn't even in my 20s yet. I wasn't even in my 20s yet. When the last time the Canadians won a Stanley Cup? I thought that was their sport. I thought that was their sport, right? They own Canada. They own hockey. It's their sport. All right. It's all Gary Bettman's fault, right? Yeah, that's I love that line from Canadians. Gary Bettman won't let us win the cup. Why can't Gary Bettman won't let us win the cup? Oh, right. It's Gary Bettman's fault. Oh, yeah. Forgot. Okay. Sure.
I didn't know that this was going to morph into this discussion.
Just saying. You brought up Toronto.
Talking about baseball, and you somehow besmirched hockey.
Well, it's fine.
Leave hockey out of this. We're talking
that's what they
about
got. That's what they got. Toronto in hockey. They got Blue Jays in hockey. Look, I watched the Fisher Cats for years. I worked in Manchester, New Hampshire. I watched all the kids that are currently on the big league club. I watched them play at AA.
The Fisher Cats?
The New Hampshire Fisher Cats, the AA affiliate of the Blue Jays. I watched them all. And it looked like they were going to be awesome. But they've all kind of been like what they thought they were going to be. They're like 80% of what we thought the young kids were going to be.
Oh, man.
It's true. Like Bo Bichette was supposed to be just this like unbelievable talent. Vladdy Jr. is great, but he's like all power, or nothing else. It's like home run or nothing for Vladdy Jr. these days. So like, there's a problem there with him. So he hasn't really. I mean, his dad had a hell of an eye. His dad had power, but his dad walked a ton.
His dad swung at every pitch that was thrown.
Yeah, but he knew, but he could hit it though.
He could hit bad pitches.
He could hit bad pitches, and he took.
He could hit pitches that bounced.
He knew the pitches were coming, and he hit. But that his son is a little more wild and can't make the same contact. That the plate discipline's not the same. So, the Blue Jays have a young core where a guy like Ohtani would come in, but they need pitching. Like,
hold on, where was the Fisher Cats?
In Manchester, New Hampshire.
I just had a flashback to my youth. There was a deck hockey team that we played against, that we battled against.
Okay.
They were named the Fisher Cats.
Oh, were they from New Hampshire?
No.
Oh.
But I think, like what I used to do with a lot of my fantasy teams and other stuff, like I would take team names that I thought was cool from other places,
right,
minor league as well, and use them.
Right.
And these guys worked for Fisher King, was a big corporate something in Pittsburgh. One of them worked for them.
What movie was that with Robin Williams? Was that Fisher? The Fisher King?
No,
right?
It wasn't the Fisher King. No,
was it called the Fisher King?
No, it was the something else King. I don't think it was called the Fisher King. Maybe it was. Put it in the chat. Anyhow,
it was called the Fisher King. Yes, it was called the Fisher King, 1991.
They called themselves.
Great movie, the Fisher King.
Yeah, they called themselves the Fisher King Fisher Cats or something. And I was like, what is that? You guys, like, nobody cares about the company you work for. And it was from the Fisher Cats that you just said. I can't believe it.
The New Hampshire Fisher Cats are the AA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. Cool ballpark. Easy hit home runs in that ballpark.
Really?
BP was a ball. Go to BP, catch a ball all the time. It was awesome. They had a bar. They had a bar in the left field. In left field, there was a bar in a restaurant. So you could sit and the balls would literally at BP would come in and like people would be like eating their soup and balls would be flying in from batting practice.
That would be a bad beat.
Oh,
if you were eating soup and
Doink.
the ball landed in your soup.
Oh yeah, we bad. But it happened. I mean, that was
Fisher King. You're right.
Yeah. So do you think this is now, if you look at the lineup, would you bat him second? That's the prediction.
I don't think he should ever bat second, but I'd have to have the explanation given to me why. But a lot of times listen.
Righty, lefty.
That's very important. I know that we used to do that. That helps a lot. That messes a pitcher up, and know from pitching and from talking to our pitchers how much sometimes that really just it gets.
I mean, you can go Soto, pressure. Judge.
When they were hitting Judge second before
right.
at times, like okay,
hit him third, and then you could put Stanton batting fourth. Or you can go ahead and put
until he gets
Rizzo,
hurt.
Or you put Rizzo batting fourth, and you go righty, lefty.
Did Juan Soto learn how to pitch during the offseason?
No, he did not.
He did not.
No, he did not.
Oh. That's good.
But the offense sucked for the Yankees last year.
Oh, the offense was bad, super bad. Shit.
So now you put Soto on the lineup. If Stanton stays healthy, big if. If Judge stays healthy, big if. Rizzo needs to come back to being actually a hitter in Major League Baseball because he was horrific last year. But if he has a bounce back season, I mean, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, which is arguably the best in baseball.
Put it in the chat right now. Did the Yankees win the division? Yes or no?
Oh.
Did the Yankees win the AL East? Yes or no? We'll ask the people. And yes, people from Canada, I think the Blue Jays are okay. Like I'm not, the views expressed right there were not completely by the BvB, but he did have a point. Like, let's be honest, the Blue Jays have been kind of,
what are we doing?
Yeah, for a while,
for a long time. They play in a great ballpark.
Have you been?
I have not been to Sky Dome.
It's awesome.
I have not been to, no, I've not been to Toronto. I've been to Canada. I've been to Montreal. I've not been to Toronto.
So you were just besmirching Toronto having never been there?
Oh, that's easy. Why? I'm talking about sports, not the city itself. I heard the city's awesome. Heard Toronto's a great city. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
teams here, not talking about the actual place.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's
Do you
Buffalo.
Like,
it's
do you
Buffalo.
Like Canadian beer.
No, I've been told it's Buffalo elevated. That's what Toronto is.
Buffalo elevated.
Yeah. It's just
Way better than being Buffalo below.
Oh no, that's only in New York. Only in New York, it's Buffalo below. How they
Really?
recruit to say Bonaventure, I have no idea. How in the hell? One of the worst
Worse
places.
than Buffalo?
Only it's worse than Buffalo. Yes. Only in New York is. Every time I went up there for UMass basketball games, I was just like, how do you get a kid to go to school here? It looks like a prison. It's horrible.
I don't know. I didn't know
I
didn't know there was below Buffalo.
Only in New York
Buffalo was
is
the
below
measuring
Buffalo. I like Buffalo
up.
is like a paradise compared to Only in New York.
Paradise?
Ask anybody from upstate New York, they'll tell you it's horrific on this. It's absolutely.
Just got a Jersey Mike's ad during the show, live show.
Oh.
You like Jersey Mike's?
I do eat a lot.
Oh.
Big fan.
Jersey Mike's, call us. We'll put it right here.
Madeline loves Jersey Mike's.
Does she?
Oh yeah, because their kid meal is really good. Turkey sandwich, cookie. It's good.
That's
like
good.
$6, $7. It's good stuff. That's always like our fast food go.
I love talking baseball in December.
Oh, we'll get ready for more. So Shohei Ohtani is days away from picking a team.
Yeah, didn't they try to paint it that he was going to have a team at 72
hours
on Monday? So that
Oh, yeah.
would meant Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you had to stay on high alert because it was going to be something, and it's nothing now. Is that what this is saying?
Well, there's a couple things at work. First,
here we go.
If an athlete decides to be all about themselves, and an athlete wants all the attention, the athlete does the tour, the athlete is seen leaving the airport, getting into the cars, showing up. Everyone at TMZ, everyone's getting the alerts. Hey, he's going to be in Seattle today. Hey, he's going to be in San Francisco today.
Right.
Hey, he's going to the Dodgers. And everyone gets all their media stuff, right? What do we say about that athlete?
Selfish,
self-absorbed, all about themselves,
right?
Not a good teammate, wants all the eyeballs and the attention, right?
Right.
So what happens when an athlete decides to do the absolute opposite of that? The complete polar opposite of that.
Not tell nobody nothing.
Wouldn't we say that's how you should do it? Be focused on what's best for you. Be focused on the team you're going to. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Make sure you're making the right decision for you and your future. Right?
I would think so.
That's not what's happening. Reporters are crying and whining that Shohei Ohtani is actually doing damage to baseball. That what he is doing in this free agency, because nobody can move around and make any moves until Shohei decides. So teams are all on a waiting list, watching. They're all on high alert.
Right.
But then the reporters aren't getting their clickbait. They're not getting their stories. Why? Because Shohei is making everyone essentially sign like an NDA. You can't say anything publicly. If you meet with him and you talk about it publicly, goodbye. That's it. Goodbye. He wants nothing to do with you. He's being incredibly secretive. And ESPN's Buster called it a shame for the sport.
Oh.
A shame for the sport that Shohei Ohtani was doing this. He went on to actually write this paragraph on ESPN.com. What's the point of all this secrecy? Of course, that would imply that anyone had heard from Ohtani in the past 4 months. Maybe his silence is Ohtani's choice, or maybe somebody's giving him some really awful advice. But the way this historic free agency has played out is unnecessarily joyless and completely antithetical to the way Ohtani competes, the way he loves his craft. We're now judging someone's personal decisions for their own life as joyless because you're not getting the information that you are so entitled to. The reporters are way off. The baseball media I think is so far off base with this. This makes me like Ohtani so much more that he is doing this, that he is deciding I'm in control, guys, not you. You're not telling me what I'm going to do. I'm making the choice for me.
Well,
I'm going to do my homework.
So now you're good with this because for a year on here, you buried Mike Trout for doing the exact same thing.
Mike Trout is not a free agent. Mike Trout, I buried him because he doesn't command or demand from his own team to win. If Mike Trout was a free agent and Mike Trout was going to leave the Angels, I would be all in on Mike Trout doing whatever Mike Trout wants to do to get the fuck off the Angels. He resigned. He went back to that hellhole. He gets whatever he deserves for doing that.
But Mike Trout does this every day. Mike Trout, before he signed, didn't say a word to anybody.
Yep.
Never does endorsements. Very rarely.
Well, he does, but yeah.
Very rarely you see him.
You're conflating two different conversations.
I'm just telling you.
It's different. It's not. It's totally different. How someone goes about their free agency in terms of the media coverage of it and not giving them nuggets versus Mike Trout not speaking up about baseball, his team, the direction of his team.
Mike
being
Trout
a vocal
doesn't
leader.
have to say a thing.
Mike Trout's stuck on an awful franchise now without Shohei Ohtani.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
What if he goes back to the Angels?
Shohei's going back to the Angels?
What if he does?
On the list.
What are you going to say then?
I'm going to bury Ohtani the same way I'm going to bury Mike Trout. You get what you deserve, which is being irrelevant, being on a losing baseball team and never playing in the playoffs.
Praise in public, criticize in private. You can do it during free agency too. And he's doing it very well right now.
See, I think these are totally two different conversations. I think when you're on a team, you choose to be part of that team as the leader of that team. It's your responsibility to demand a certain level of success and be very angry publicly, privately, whatever you got to be. Let your agent do it for you, whatever, that we have to win. I stayed here, build around me, or bring people in here who know what the hell they're doing. That's not what's happening with Mike Trout. He doesn't want to be heard from, seen. He's perfectly comfortable.
Maybe he's heard from in that clubhouse and in that building. They
with
know
whom?
what they're getting.
Ownership? I don't know. I mean,
maybe, but
look,
but look what Shohei's doing. Shohei's demanding it at the beginning.
I would agree. I love it.
I'll sign here.
He's leaving.
I'll sign here. I'll consider signing here.
Right.
If you talk about it, I'm closing the door and I'm never going to talk to you again.
I like it.
That's just who I am. I demand excellence at the beginning. I don't know. I like that.
I love it.
That's kind of the way I've lived my whole life too. I mean, we demand excellence of each other. We call each other out when we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that we do work for or alongside, it's the same thing. Is it hard? You're damn right it's hard. It's hard for both because there's people that are like, wait a second, fuck that guy. He can't even pitch. You know, like they'll come out with something like that. He can't even pitch next year. Well, or, you know, whatever. They'll say whatever negative they can because I think that forces people to look inward. Wow. He's serious. He wants to talk to us. Is he really serious? Well, he's serious enough that if we say a word about it, we're going to lose the opportunity to sign him.
And there's reports all over the media about GMs who are rolling their eyes at this, going, well, I didn't talk to him. I can't tell you because if I did, he's mad. Like Shohei Ohtani is supposed to be the one giving these nuggets or allowing teams to report on their meetings to let the MLB.coms and the ESPN.coms have their information because that's good for the health of baseball. I mean, that has nothing to do with one's personal decisions as to this is who I'm doing business with, and I want you to be able to abide by the requests I am making. And if you can't do this now, well, then why would I ever trust you 4 years from now or however long the contract is, and you're reporting to the media and telling people my dirty laundry and whatnot? I love it. Let's test how tight your ship is. Do you want me to play for you? If you do, here are the parameters. I don't think this makes him a me guy. And what you said, it's funny. because Stephen A. Smith said what you said, but only made it a negative. Because Stephen A. Smith said, imagine he's doing this now. Imagine what he's going to do when he's in your clubhouse. Imagine how because he's demanding excellence from you at the beginning. Imagine what he's going to demand of you 2 years from now.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what's that? That he's going to make you do what? Keep your mouth shut? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is he really asking of you? Don't leak the meeting. That's what he's asking. That's all he's asking. Don't tell anyone that we talked. I'm coming in. I'm having a conversation with you. I'm serious about you. Let's talk. You tell anybody what we said. That's it. I'm good. We're going somewhere else.
Well, I mean, it is bullshit the way, you get to negotiate, and then they get to tell you that they negotiated. Then they tell you the figures that they negotiated, and it's all to pay him. Like, this is where we go back and forth a lot of times when we're talking about things with people and how things are being discussed, because the media is the same way. They tell you, they ask you what you want to make. You tell them, and then they always go, oh, no, you can't make that. Or no, we're not going to do that. But they won't tell you what anyone else makes because everybody's deal is different. So that's fine. That's sports. That's stars. That's negotiating. That's media, movies, all of it. That's
everything.
Fine.
Yes.
But when you're the BSD,
and
he is the BSD, he can kind of push back, and the media don't like it. No, they don't get the stories. Find something else to talk about.
But that's Buster Olney's point. That's Stephen A. Smith's point. Like, this is the number one star in baseball. This is a generational talent. You're supposed to want the attention. And Shohei's like,
he's busy working in the cage.
I don't need the attention. What do I need the attention for? I'm going to make $400 million guaranteed. I might make 600, but I'm making 400. What do I need you for again? Like, what? I need to make your job easier? Why? It's doing a disservice to baseball. Like, this quote makes no sense. It's played out unnecessarily joyless, giving him some really awful advice, completely antithetical to the way Ohtani competes, the way he loves his craft. What are we talking about?
Go do a story on him, rehabbing. Go do a story on him in the cage. Go do a story. Anything. You don't have to do a story on Ohtani on free agency. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're just not going to talk about that. I don't know. Big business. I got to read it. Super chat. Thank you guys again for leaving those, and we read them at the end, but this is pertinent right now to the conversation. If you want to leave a super chat that gets recognized, just hit that button on the right. If you're watching it on your phone, there's a $sign thing. Anything is appreciated, but it's right there. Anyhow, Big Business said, could not agree more, Matt. Ohtani is going to look great in powder blue in Arlington. Haven't heard much from the Rangers. Ship is tight.
Good. And that's,
powder blue at Toronto.
By the way, I'm working tonight on Sports Grid. I'm getting text messages on this. This is all news to me. I thought we got that email. I thought I was off.
Are you?
Just said it's me today. What do you mean it's me today? No one, what? I don't know. So I guess I'm working tonight. I didn't know that. I got to figure out my life now. So I'm getting text messages saying you're working Sports Grid tonight. Oh, I am? I thought you told me I was off for Thursdays.
Oh
boy. Okay.
What, are me and you?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Oh.
For an hour tonight on Sports Grid during the Pats Patriots game, Pats Steelers game, which is going to be interesting. So I didn't know. So one final one. The Red Sox traded the guy they got for Mookie Betts, which is going to go down as the second worst trade in the history of the Red Sox. And it could go down as the worst. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The worst one, obviously, was Babe Ruth. Mookie might be very close second. They traded Alex Verdugo to the Yankees.
This used to happen all the time. Guys that you would never think would be Yankees after being Red Sox.
It was always free agency. It was never
Johnny
trade.
Damon was a Yankee.
Free agent.
Wade Boggs.
Free agent.
Was a Yankee.
Free agent. Roger Clemens. Free agent.
Alex Verdugo got one of the nastiest fun baseball beards.
True.
I don't even know what Alex Verdugo looks like without a beard. I'm not going to recognize him. I can't believe he went to the Yankees.
I can't believe they traded him to the Yankees. Like, the first move that the new GM did was to blow up the first move that the last GM did, which was trade for Alex Verdugo. To give you an idea as to how anyone thought the Red Sox was being managed in the deals that they did. It just makes people go in Boston like going, what are we doing, John Henry? Like, what are we doing? Groot needs to get back into America and get a hold of your baseball team, man. A lot of pissed off Red Sox fans. Soto going to the Yankees was expected, but there has to be an answer, and there hasn't been. And this was the biggest fear. John Henry brought 4 championships to the Red Sox. Brought 4.
Yeah.
The guy just can kick his heels up and say, well, what do you guys want? I gave you 4. Red Sox fans want another one. He's like, I'm good. I'm not going to lose money. I'm not going to spend millions. I'm not interested. We'll keep on. We'll be the Tampa Bay Red Sox. We'll try really hard to just squeeze out every single dime we can.
Put it in the chat. We got the votes in for will the Yankees win the AL East? Overwhelmingly, people said no. Overwhelmingly, people said no. So
72% no.
Good luck with that. But we got a couple people coming up with the wittiest stuff ever in the chat. So I want to mention a couple of them.
Wait,
PSU Sheppy.
Tuukka Rask is back with the Bruins?
Hold on. I did not know this. No.
Addison just said that the Bruins just signed a deal with Tuukka Rask. He's backing up tonight. Tuukka's back? He unretired?
Come back and help us for a little.
Where did that go?
Tuukka retired. We need
Tuukka unretired?
Come back. Who knows?
When's the last time Tuukka took a shot? My goodness.
It's probably been a little while. PSU Sheppy just came in the chat and said it's all quiet in the 4-1-2. Maybe Shohei gets to wear the worst alternate jersey in all of sports, the canary yellow PGH. I had the pirate hat close by. That would be pretty amazing.
What's the poll?
If he went, where does Shohei go? Put the 4 teams up: Dodgers, Blue Jays, Cubs, or Braves. Because E came in the chat, Eric Garcia, our guy, our show producer for road shows, and hopefully we're going to be able to just give E a bag and say, let's go.
Who's the 4th again? Dodgers, Braves, Blue Jays,
Cubs.
Thank you.
Midwest guy, Chicago. That's where he's going. He just came in and said, all right, I'll let the cat out of the bag. I took Shohei to Circa, and he loved it. He's in it for the long game. He's going to sign with the A's. I don't think Vegas and Shohei was going to go. Although, if it was now.
There's a problem. 2028 is a long time.
I was going to say, like, if it was now, this would be perfect. We have people
2028
live
is
conspicuously, quietly, and be a star here. You never know.
Yeah. If it was 2026 and you could say, play 1 year and then open the Vegas ballpark, okay, I might listen. Not in 2023. Sorry. It's too long. It's too long. So
Eric's mad we left out the Angels. Well, Matt says there's no chance he's going back to the Angels.
Not going to the Angels. He's
going back to the Angels.
If he plays in LA, he'll play
pretty quiet. Angels pretty quiet. Ain't not saying nothing. Ain't saying nothing about nothing.
When you get left to the altar, do you go blast it on social media?
Some people do.
They do.
Others, you should shut the fuck up and just go on.
Yep. Just move on. Don't
get
be
better.
Yeah.
In the quiet.
Yeah,
and then show up and they go, where'd she come from? Whoa.
Time for the Omaha Steaks Searing Hot Take of the Day. You guys are going to omahasteaks.com. Promo code's BvB. That's going to save you $30 off your order. That's already going on with the holiday sale. 50% off site-wide. Great gift idea for somebody who might be a cook or likes to grill. Fillets, pork chops, burgers, seasoning, all available. These very cool packages. BvB is the promo code. $30 off at checkout. It'll save you already the 50% off site-wide saving going on right now at omahasteaks.com. Promo code BvB at checkout.
Buy the meat. Buy it for someone else. If you don't buy it for yourself, it's a tremendous gift to show up for a single guy, especially.
True. Speaking of,
right?
that's
I've
good.
done that.
It's a good leadway.
Right. But listen, we've done almost 500 shows. Okay. I can tell you what the number should be for the Bucks and the Pacers today, and I can lead you to the next topic just as well.
So, sports betting is getting blamed for something very interesting.
Ridiculous.
Sports betting, according to the Oracle of Wall Street, she went on CNBC and she had a comment that essentially sports betting has been legalized now for the last 5 years. And we are seeing a drop in men wanting to date. In fact, 61% of men over the age of 18 right now are single. She is blaming sports betting for this. She's saying that sports gambling is the reason why men are not interested in dating. Do you concur with this?
No.
That sports betting is to blame for this? This is unbelievable.
What's the blame for the single women?
There's not as many single women. There's more single men. She quoted a study. She quoted a study that said in the highest ever in history, there are men out there who are not even interested in dating. Like, not that they can't get a date. They could get a date if they wanted one. They don't want a date.
Right.
I'm one of them. Like, I fall into that category, but the other reasons why. So, I mean, it's just to keep it real. Keep it real. I'm one of the other, I'm 46 and I'm on the other. I've been there, done that, not doing it again for a while. But the 25-year-old guy who has disposable income, who could be buying a house, who is not, who could be dating, who is not, according to the Oracle of Wall Street, as she goes by, claiming that this is why men are not interested in it. The legalization of sports betting.
I've heard a lot of stuff. The ability to do same game parlays has nothing to do with the fact that a guy doesn't want to go on a date. That's crazy to me. There are a lot of other reasons why young guys are probably good. I know what happened to me at 25. I had my heart like the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's my favorite analogy. I love that analogy. It's my favorite analogy. Yeah.
Just reached into my chest.
And they'll show it to you.
Pulled it out. And I was like, and then went, stepped on it. And told you, don't call me no more. Really?
I was a bit older, but I had the same thing happen.
25. I was in a funk. I was running like Forrest Gump. My brother Dan bought me a baseball glove. He said, "You're going to be okay. I know you love baseball. Here's a Nakona infielder's glove for softball." I was like, "Where'd you get this?" He said, "Don't ask." He said, "Just relax. Start smiling. There's going to be more. There's going to be others." I said, "There's never going to be another one." And it wasn't because I was betting, but it wasn't because I was working for books. I just was like, I'm good.
Let's give this a little bit of hypothetical. I'm not saying it's true, but hypothetically.
Please.
Do you think guys right now have other ways of entertaining themselves than going to the bar and chasing and trying to date? I'm just asking. Do you think that sports gambling?
Left or right? I don't know what to say right now.
Well,
other ways of entertaining themselves?
Yes.
Of course.
So do you think that there is the potential? I'm not talking about like the VR Pornhub stuff that you're probably referencing. I'm just talking about like legitimately having a experience that might take you away, saying like, I don't want to go to the bar tonight with my guys. I'd rather go home and watch the game and bet the game live.
Well, I think we're seeing the effects of COVID still.
I would agree with that.
It stopped. All of it stopped. For a year, you had to figure out what you were going to do because you couldn't do any of that.
Right.
And
couldn't meet in person, couldn't talk.
Yeah. So I think, that was one thing.
I think there's a lot of people that are just really turned off by the idea of traditional dating too.
Oh, that goes for both
men and women. I think both are somewhat disenfranchised with the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had one kid. If you asked me at 25, would you have a kid? I would have told you no.
I didn't even think I was going to have a person to talk to think about recreating with.
I was like, I didn't want to get married. And then I didn't want to have a kid. And I was like, I'm not going to be like, I was one of 5. I watched my mom have 2 kids and all the things that, I didn't know the joy of it, but I just saw a lot of the negative that came with my mom having 2 kids very, very young. So I'm like, I'm never having kids young, forget it. And then I got to my 30s and I started to kind of change and soften that idea and kind of thought about the ideas of it and like, okay, maybe I would. And then I got to be like 32, 33. I'm like, yes, I want to. And I only want to have one. I was like, I just want to have one child and then have 1 kid. I know you change over years, but I'm meeting a lot of like 27, 28-year-olds who are still where I was at 25. Like they're not even like considering the idea of A, settling down or B, having kids. They don't want it. Like, they're like, why do I want a kid? Like, and I was on the same conversation point for a long time. Like I would go home and see my sister. Like if I want to go have a little kid, my sister's, 24 years younger than me. So like go have that when she was 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't know, but I don't know if gambling is to blame for this. I think it's like a cop-out to say that sports betting is to blame for this. I think guys would find other ways of filling their time and still not date if gambling wasn't legalized.
Right. Yeah, listen, people that want to gamble are going to gamble. Is it a distraction from a relationship? It can be if you gamble too much. And a lot of guys would rather, we got guys in the chat saying they'd rather watch a game at home than at a bar.
Agreed.
That's fine. Like that's perfectly normal. Because when I was at a bar, to be honest, back in the day, I wasn't really watching the game. It was on, but I was
too loud.
One, it was too loud, but I mean, I was there for other reasons.
Right.
To hang out, play darts, shoot pool.
Right.
Maybe a title shot.
Right.
But I wasn't a title shot guy. I was looking, but I was watching the whole scene, what was going on.
Yeah.
Those scenes are different now. It's a quick app. DTF. I didn't even know what that was. Not that I got any, Jess. If you're watching the show, I know I'm not DTF with nobody. Just please, it's not for me.
Urban
I just
Dictionary,
know
that guys. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying what that down.
You ain't gotta say it. The people that are watching know, and if you don't, look it up.
DTF down to
you know what, and that's the way people talk to each other now.
Do kids say down still? Like, are you down with that? Is that still relevant? Are we old by saying that? Like if somebody said, let's go party, I'm down. Like you would say that, like consistent, that would be like a normal thing to say.
The way you just said it right there, that
right?
Absolutely.
Kids don't say that anymore. But DTF that's where DTF comes from.
Well, no, down, like, are you down? That was from the 70s. People were saying that.
No, in the 90s, that was a 90s.
That was before
trend.
Us. People were saying that in the 60s.
But it came back, though.
It's all coming back, boys and girls.
It always does. It comes in cycles.
It's all coming back.
Bell bottom and bootcut jeans.
This is fun. The whole sports betting is legal thing for years. Went places. They're like, you work in a sports book. What does that mean? I take bets. You what?
You're a bookie.
Oh, you're a bookie. Oh, yeah. Bookies are people too. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
my wife forget that. You're a
you break people's knees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know any bookies? Yes. Really? What do? They answer the phone. Like, they got to meet people at bars on Tuesdays.
Deposit the funds.
And they're looking for title shots too. That's everything's changed. But
deposit the funds. Back. That's
now,
great.
Sports betting is legal. We can talk about this stuff. We have a segment called the Omaha Steaks Searing Hot Take of the Day. And they're blaming sports betting for men not wanting to date. Be careful. It ain't the betting.
It's not housing. It's not buying houses. I will say this, though. There is a little bit of I think there is something that sports betting fills a void. I don't think it's to blame.
100% it does.
But I do think that there's a void in certain guys' lives that
yes.
sports betting fills, that you could say, would they be dating or at bars or out looking if it wasn't for betting? I don't know. But I do think it is filling a void for a lot of guys, in particular after COVID, where we saw a lot of places go out of business. We saw a lot of people not wanting to be in large gatherings. We were told not to be in large gatherings for over a year. And so you started to become sort of a home. Like I was sitting last night. It's kind of funny. We're talking about this. I was sitting last night and I was like, I haven't gone to work. I haven't gone to a place of work because I was working out of my house even before COVID, but like I've not left my house for a job, a full-time job to go somewhere to do a show since March of 2020.
Well, we did some road shows at Books.
Yeah, but I mean, like every day, like my job is to get up, drop my kid off at school, drive to a place, work, turn around, and come back.
Right. March 2020.
It's going on 4 years now.
March 2020 was the last time you did it.
And think about that. That's a wild thing to say. For 4 years, I haven't had like the workplace like relationships. You know what I mean? Like I don't see people every day. Hey man, how are you? What's going on? You walk past, you have like a cubby mate, or you have a boss, or you have someone that you talk to once in a while, like a guy, a sales guy you see. Like I haven't had that for 4 years. It's a little like, I don't know if I miss it as much as like, I was just sitting there last night going like, this is really like, it started to hit me how different society is now and how we're all in these silos, and like, we don't have the same type of just generalized interaction where you have to, if I want to see somebody, I got to go see somebody. Like, I don't just see people. Like, I don't just like walk through, like I'm walking through the office and like some guy comes in like, hey man, what's going on? Hey, there's Tim. Hi Tim. I haven't seen you in 10 years. What's going on? Like, I don't have that ever. If I want to see a human being, I am seeing them because I want to go see them. It's different.
I haven't had it since the day we closed the office on September 1st, 2020. And then I had the stroke 10 days later. And I haven't been to a place and punched in or punched out or had a place to put my stuff or a desk in a room and all that other stuff.
Cubby, whatever, right?
Why do you think I love going out to the Books?
Right.
Why do you think I love it? Because now I get to do it. I don't have to do it.
Right.
And it's that just one word. It changes your whole mindset. And if you're stuck in a place where you have to do it, change your mindset for a week. Say, boy, I get to go here.
Right.
I'm going to make the best of it while I'm here. And then I'm going to be pissed off when I leave. And for 5 minutes, they get the best of you, and then you're good. It's why for a long time I stayed a ticket writer. I used to I would go to work in a T-shirt and shorts or a T-shirt and sweatpants and change into my uniform that was required by the casino to wear. And then when I finished my shift, I would take it off like a guy going into the game. And I was going back to live and work for real with my wife and my kids, my friends and family and whatever. It's really crazy to think about, but it's important to remember that. And I think you can't say betting is to blame because guys don't want to do other stuff. It fills a void. The danger of it is when it fills every void and it encompasses you and consumes your life. I think that's more of a story than going, well, we're going to have less relationships. Society in general, we're going to have less relationships. It's very hard to make it work.
That's not good. Human beings, we're packed animals. Like we need our pack. That's tough. I don't think that's a good thing. If we're going to be more segmented and more separated, that's not good.
I don't know. It's not getting easier, Perrault. It's not getting easier. I wouldn't want to be. I feel for my kids every day. trying to figure out what they're going to be and how they're going to be, and then have to have somebody else with them doing it.
Yeah, society's.
You got it. I mean, it's a team game. Life is a team game.
But those who are not part of a team are the ones that unfortunately wind up doing the shit that happened yesterday.
It's true, but a lot of times the guy or the girl that's not a part of the team ends up finding a cure for polio.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, right.
You
It's
know?
all how you it's all how you push it, right? Yeah.
Right.
It's all what direction. You can be a loner or a recluse or a mastermind and create the next cure for something. Or you
Right.
can be a loner, a recluse, and be a bomb maker. Like, yes.
Right.
You could be it
Right.
is all the way you're going to push it. Like, what are you going to use it for? It's a good point.
It's a really good question. AOWN just had a good thought on this. And again, you guys are awesome. Like, this is, I wish we could do this show in person every day and have you guys come and be a part of the audience and ask questions. Like, we've done the show in person in audience and had people sit with us while we did the show. But the conversations before and after were like this, but you guys bring up great things. AOWN just said social media is a big reason for the divide. Is it a big reason for the divide?
I think it is. I do. Because I also think that you can I don't know what the word is. You can live a life that either is A, not real, or B, live vicariously through somebody else's life that's not your own through social media. So, like, it's so much of what's on social media people use and they justify or they use it as a barometer for their own life. Like, she's got this, he's got that. Right. She's there, he's here. Oh, they look so happy. They look so wonderful, right? Because everything on social media, nothing's ever real. It's all bullshit, fake nonsense.
Right.
And so then you spend a lot of time mentally internalizing it, saying, I'm not good enough. I messed up. I can't believe I let her go. I can't believe that my life is where it is. I'm 35. I'm supposed to be so much better than this, blah, blah, blah. I think social media has been the number one most detrimental thing to society ever. Because what it does for us in the media, it's great for what it's supposed to have been doing. Supposed to have taken our show, right, and amplify it. It still does that. But instead, it's taken the girl who wants to be naked and amplified her, or the guy who wants to show that, like, I'm amazing. I have so much this. I have so much that. It's taken the flashy nature, that guy that drove the Corvette in high school that you want to beat the hell out of because he was some like cocky prick, and giving that guy 1 million followers who want to be just like him.
I used to say this all the time while it was happening, and I was stuck in an office in a risk room or at a book that I didn't want to work at or whatever, that social media was going to be the downfall of society. And then the whole time having it, but using it for what I needed it to, which at the time, the reason I got Twitter was because I was writing a blog called the Bullshitters Blog, telling stories and writing, practicing my craft, but just writing stories that I tell all the time that people find entertaining. Jess was like, you should start a blog. You know what? You're right. On top of the other 100 fucking things I got going on, I'm going to start a blog. And I learned how to use WordPress and I started writing. And I did it. And then I got on Twitter. And that was my original name, Bullshitters Blog with a Z.
Oh, wow.
Bullshitter was so all the stories of taking the kids on tournaments and working in a book, a lot of them have been written down. That's going to be, when we write the book, I'm going to use that as a lot of sources. But you can search out Bullshitters Blog and you can see these stories from 8, 9, 10 years ago. Hilarious. But then I started using it for work, for information. And I'm in the book and I'm getting the injury reports before injury reports are happening. I'm getting the information in the book before the dime, 2-dime, 5-dime bet would come. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what these guys are using. And I only know because I was asking them, how are you guys getting this information? I'm not telling anybody. I'm not advertising it. Then after the stroke, everything that I have started with social media. Everything I have. Every opportunity that I've gotten is probably because of somebody's seen or saw something on social media. So I have a different mindset of it. I don't think it's as toxic as people.
Right.
It's as toxic as you make it out to be.
It's as toxic.
Social
I would
media.
say, yeah, I would say it's as toxic
Not letting
as you
you shoot.
allow, as what you allow to your eyes to see.
Right. You have to use social media. Don't let it use you.
Fair. Yes. It's a tool. It's not something that should be controlling you. But
how do you tell that to
our 13-year-old kid? Right. How do you tell it to
That's the problem.
Right.
When
Right.
you guys figure that out, you tell me, because I'm
Right.
going to tell them, and I'll use this platform to tell
Amen.
everybody.
I agree. Because Madeline is desperate to be an influencer right now. She wants to do TikTok, YouTube, like I have put her off like a million times. And whenever she gets mad or upset with me, she's like, you told me that we were going to build a blog. You told me we were going to build a YouTube channel. And like, I finally figured out a way of like, I can control it with like a TikTok channel. She wants to do Vegas for kids. And she wants to go and show everything you can do for a kid. And she wants to be the one doing the voiceover and all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put our movie reviews on there and whatnot. But like, she sees so many of these influencers who are targeting our kids. These are adults targeting 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds. And that is up to us as parents to get in front of that, to make sure what they're looking at, we know, and we can follow it. But the number of things that our kids are scrolling past, I mean, how the hell do we keep track of that? It's impossible. I don't know how many. She's gone through 50 videos in 5 minutes. Like, it's impossible to keep track of that. We don't know what they've seen.
Again, we learn so much. I'm thankful every day that I'm 53 and have a 9-year-old, because I learn so much. And I watch, and then I sit and ask, why'd you stop on that video? Because I don't even think you saw any of them, you know? And she texts me 2 or 3 videos a day.
Oh, nice.
My 9-year-old, just random videos that she knows will make me laugh or make me think, or she'll drop suggestions through videos. It's mind-boggling to me. It's hard as a parent. You want to talk about having nervous feelings about your 18-year-old being holed up in a lockdown situation in a library. Every day that iPad opens up, I'm like, what are you looking at? What are you going to see today? Thinking, you better be on top of it. And it's hard for a lot of single parents to constantly be monitoring it, especially if your ex doesn't. Now it's really all on you. You're like, what the hell? Working parents, sometimes you're so tired after you come home from work, you ain't got time to look what they looked at. Like, you're like, so I think we all have a responsibility. If you have the platform, like, sometimes it takes me 15 minutes to hit send on a tweet. Sometimes it takes 5 seconds. But there's thought before everything. I'm never getting a tattoo, but I think of yours every day. That one on the arm. Stop. Wait. Okay. Every time. Every time.
Makes you think. I look at that all the time. I put it there for a reason. I put it right in front of, because when I do radio or do speech, my arm's always right in front of me, so I can look down and see it. That's why I put it where I put it. All right, Patriots and the Steelers tonight, Thursday night football. Let's get to the game tonight. This was
irony of all of this.
This would have been all of this.
Sports gambling show called the Bostonian versus the Book. I'm from Pittsburgh originally. You're from Boston originally. The Patriots are playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Should be the whole show, but it's not.
It's an hour and 10 minutes into the show, and we're addressing this game.
Because it's the absolute nothing. This is the most insignificant. This is the worst game of the year on Thursday Night Football. I mean, you can't polish this term.
There were some bad games. Come on.
This is the worst. There is nothing. You can't spray enough potpourri incense over this game to get the stench, and the stink off of this thing. This is gross. This is a catastrophic nuclear bomb dump of a game. This is so bad.
This is why tonight's good night to be ladies' night at a bar. Date night tonight, baby.
Yes.
We might be out.
2-10 Patriots, 7-5 Steelers. Mitchell Trubisky up against Bailey Zappi. The total is 30. 30.
Good night
If
to
it
be
gets
shopping.
below 30, we're into historic territory here for an NFL football game.
Good night to be shopping on Amazon, not watching a game.
There's not a weather problem. This is normally a weather total. Wind gusts of 50 miles per hour, negative 10 degree air temperature.
Oh.
You normally see these numbers. It's going to be a nice night in Pittsburgh.
Over.
These teams
Over
just, sorry, Will. These two teams just fucking suck.
Oh boy.
That's what this is.
5.
Here's my question to you.
5. We're laying 5.
Army Navy's total is 27.5.
This is a great question.
Which game has more offense? Army Navy or Patriots Steelers?
You're stymieing me a little bit.
We're going under, right? 30.
I'm
You're
going
betting
to
under,
say,
right?
I'm going to say, wow, put that in the chat. What do you think the boys will say?
It's a good question.
Man, oh man, oh man. Pisano said I wouldn't bet this game with Dave or Matt's money. Good call, Pisano. All my money's going to the wife and the kids anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have much to use, but I don't want to bet this game. I don't want to watch this game. We're going to be on Sports Grid. This is good news. I was debating on not being on Sports Grid, but now that I know you're going to be there, we're going to do the show. What is going to? It's just a tough vote.
29.5.
Westgate
Westgate
going to have more offense. I'm going to vote pro. I voted the pro.
Westgate's going to now. Army Navy is at Gillette. The irony of irony there is at Gillette Stadium this year. So you've got the Patriots.
You never went to that while you were
twice?
There, did you? Oh, you did.
Covered it twice. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Twice. It's amazing. It's the pageantry is crazy. The lead up, the march, it's awesome. Army Navy is such a cool game. It's such a fun. I have a really cool couple of coins that they give you for covering it, and it's
Will
awesome.
there be a shutout in either game?
No.
Okay.
Trubisky's turning the football over tonight.
So is Zappy.
Probably so.
Okay.
But probably strip sack fumble is what I'm probably thinking for Zappy.
Percy Roscoe just put in his final score, 17-3 Pittsburgh tonight.
Love it.
Let's go. Under.
That's
guys
great.
in the chat watching the show. Put your final score in there.
Can they cover 6? It's coming down. It's 5.5.
It's 5.
5 now. Okay, it's coming down. It's 5.5. It was 5.5. Some
painted 30 now. Literally painted 30 every place on that line screen.
Pittsburgh by 3, right?
Oy.
I mean, this is a must-win game for the Steelers. They have to win this game.
You are going to be so angry tomorrow on Roll Call Friday if the Patriots win, aren't you?
I couldn't find the original Patriots.
I am going full Pat the Patriot everything tomorrow.
They win. This hat is over 20 years old. This is the second championship for the
How do you
Patriots.
Still have that?
I have the first one somewhere. I can't find where the 2000 hat somewhere. This is the 2001.
I'm impressed that you have that.
This is the 2001 page. Look how basic they used to be. It used to just be champions.
Hats used to be. Yeah,
it's a logo. It just says champions. That's all it says. There's no.
We should recreate that with the BvB logo.
Oh,
BvB
champions
the logo and just champions.
Champions. What? We don't know.
Champions.
But you can't steal Pat's line. But like that's
21-10, 21-10.
Whoa. Who's scoring 21 in this game?
Brandon Robert Casella said 21-10.
The Patriots have, guys, remember, the Patriots have given up 10 points this year in 3 games and lost them all. You can't score on this Patriots defense. Trubisky is not scoring 21 points tonight. Get out of here.
Contour 22 said 4-2.
4-2. Okay. Yeah. All right. I can buy that.
Will there be a safety?
Will there be a safety?
No.
Yes.
No.
Maybe yes.
It's not going to be a safety.
Trubisky will run out of the end zone like Dan Orlovsky.
CBW said 5-3. How do we get 5?
Field goal safety.
Stop.
You can do it. You can do 5. I can see 5.
All field goals, 12-3. Ross Randall. All field goals.
If we don't see, somebody do me a favor. Go to DraftKings and put it in the chat. What is the no touchdown scored number for tonight?
So Sweet Lou from the 412
It's got to
texted
be
me
the
this
lowest
yesterday.
ever.
It's the lowest I've
Ever.
ever seen it.
Is it?
And he said this
You
has
weren't
a
laying
legit
juice,
shot
are
at
you?
winning, like 15-1.
Wow. It's normally like 50.
It's 100.
Yeah. It's
Will there be a
normally like-
touchdown scored? No, 100-1.
Yeah.
It's 100.
No, it's 15. 15-1.
1-5.
Really good shot that no touchdowns get scored in this game.
Fish Killer 73 said 2-0 Steelers.
I can't wait to hear Al Michaels drone on about how shitty this game is. He's going to be so mad. He's going to call this game. They're going to be making jokes about everything. Draft, Belichick. They're going to go and relive like every championship for the Patriots. This is going to be a riot tonight. There is no reason to watch this game besides the fact that I have an over 8.5 ticket on the Steelers to win 9 games.
Right. They got to win for that.
They have to win tonight. Patriots must lose out. Got to lose all these games. Get the number 2 and number 3 pick in the draft because most likely we're not going to see the Bears probably aren't taking a quarterback. Maybe they are. I don't know. But the Patriots will have a shot at getting a very good player at the top of the draft. Get the rebuild. This is what the Patriots have not done. You can't be mediocre anymore in sports and rebound. You have to suck. You got to go right to the bottom and start the rebuild, and then you can work your way up like the Astros did.
Right.
You can't be this like, well, we're going to be a 500 team and rebuild and then be good. Nope. It doesn't happen like that.
Well, for every Astros, though, there's a failure. And,
Like
the
Pirates
Sixers went bad, super bad. I didn't hear words you said there. I hope you spit the water out all over your microphone. You son of I heard it. I don't know if anyone else heard it. If you're watching it later, hit rewind because I'm not saying it again. They're going to be better. They went over the season win total last year.
They
and
did.
when Ohtani signed,
But that's bad. You don't want to be like you. That's what you guys are. So
What do you mean? We're on the ascension.
You want to be the worst team in baseball. You want to
We
be
were
awful.
for a long time. Leave us alone.
All right, sorry, I'm just saying. You don't be the Pirates. Don't
We're
be mediocre.
talking about the Steelers right now. Please don't
Okay.
talk about the Pirates right now. The Steelers got to win this game, but how they win this game is kind of important for the rest of the season because they're in the hunt. But if they win, like everybody's already put the bullseye on the team, on the Steelers, is to be the team that everybody knows is a mirage.
Yes.
And that everybody's going to dump all in on if they make the playoffs against. That might be the case. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying I would like a comfortable, let's put up 21-7 tonight. 21-7. I mean, we got all these crazy odd scores. Otto just came in and said 17-10. That's a comfortable score. Good call, Christopher.
I just can't see 3 touchdowns in this game.
We're going to see 4 field goals?
3 touchdowns? We're getting 3?
I think we see a lot of punts. Punts
think?
over.
Yeah, this is an Iowa football fan's dream. This is Iowa porn tonight.
Whoa, here we go.
This is
Wait for the bonus time.
No, it's what it is. People are going to be in love with this.
Will there be a 2-point conversion tonight?
You need a touchdown for a 2-point conversion.
Fair. So no. The answer is no.
I'm not sure you're getting a 2-point conversion because I'm not sure we're getting a touchdown tonight.
Joe the Fat Panda said 9-3 Steelers is 200-1. You could have some fun with some correct scores.
Tough. Yeah, correct. Exact scores are so difficult.
They're so hard.
They're so hard to nail. I mean, it's really difficult. But so I have a play on this. We'll get to it and better to book it.
You do?
Yeah.
Thought you were passing.
Oh no, I'm betting this game. Of course I'm betting this game. I already bet it.
God.
Semifinal number 1 tonight or today. Game tips off in an hour and 15 minutes here in Las Vegas. Bucks are -5 against the Pacers. The total is 257.5, Dave. Like, what are we doing?
We're scoring a lot of points. You bitching and complaining that they ain't going to score in a football game. We're going to light it up. It's going to look like
do you think
NBA Jam. He's on fire.
Woo, given the way the Pacers played the Celtics in the quarterfinals, do you think the Pacers are going to play that level, this type of tempo with the Bucks?
Well, no, but the books do.
The books do, the bettors do, everybody.
254.
It happened this way for the Celtics and the Pacers game. It opened at 237. It closed at 247.
Yeah.
This opened at 254. Now it's 257 and a half.
Under.
I think this game's going under.
Under. Oh, well, under. Yes.
Yeah, right. I think this game's going under today. On top of the fact that it's going to be a dead atmosphere. No one's going to be there. Who the hell's going to the 2 o'clock game? The 6 o'clock game, I get. That's the Lakers. This game, you have to buy your own ticket for this game. This is its own ticket. You need Buck fans or Pacer fans to be there. It's not buy one ticket, get 2 games. It's individual tickets for each game.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
It's 4 hours in between tips.
I don't think people want to go. Anyone's flying into Vegas today to go to this from Milwaukee or from Indiana?
I don't know. I know a couple of boys at the book at Circa are going because they're texting me. We'll see you there. I don't know if I'm going, but
how are you going and then coming back to do Sports Grid at 5?
It's going to be a challenge.
Good luck with the traffic.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but
it's a bad idea.
I don't know. Sitting around in this house right now is a good idea for me either because everybody's home. Everybody's home, and I love all of them. Watch the show.
Oh, hi. Let's go. Hi.
I got to get her a sweatshirt.
Under. Lakers, Pelicans. That is going to be a rocking atmosphere. A lot of people are going to be in town for that game tonight.
Yeah.
And boy, did the NBA, do they want the Lakers in the final.
No?
Maybe
31.
I like the Lakers to win this game.
They're only -2.
I know. This is what they do. It's what Lakers do.
Right?
They win meaningless, dumb tournaments.
Oh, no.
Just like that bubble championship. Meaningless, fake, not real ring.
And here he goes.
That they're claiming they tied the Celtics with. Sure they did. Right. You travel at all? No. You play a full season? No. Oh, give him a ring. Give him a ring. Let's count it. Oh, yeah, that counts. Sure. What'd you play in front of? A bunch of Avatar people in their underwear. Oh, tough atmosphere. Right. How'd you get on that plane to fly around? Well, no, we walked. You walked. Where'd you live? Disneyland. No, Disney
Resort.
World. Oh, Disney World. Really? Oh, that must have been tough.
Yeah.
What a joke. We're counting it as a championship. I'm not one for big asterisks. That is an asterisk championship for the Dodgers and for the Lakers.
Here we go.
Not real.
Really?
Fake.
Not real. Fake. They get rings for that?
I guess so. But so did UCF when they claimed they won a championship too.
That was different. The college football just makes it up.
So is the NBA apparently.
Nobody knew what to do.
Play a 60-game schedule, play in a bubble, and then play a championship, and because we got to save our TV rights.
Oh boy,
bunch of nonsense that is. Lakers have 16 rings, guys. Sorry.
More offense poll, by the way, is Army Navy's leading by
66%. Wow,
2/3 margin.
Wow.
What the hell?
How about that? That's okay. Sure.
Watch this game tonight. What about hockey?
Well, we'll get to hockey in a second. Iowa State for our guys in the Midwest is a big game. Cy-Hawk game for basketball. Did you look at the college basketball slate today, by the way? What happened? Did everyone forget to schedule games? There's no games.
I didn't know anybody was playing today.
There's one game across the entire country. There's one game that has even remote interest in it, and it's Iowa State.
Oh, now
tonight.
You're doing someone a disservice. There has to be another game. Let me see.
Okay, pull it up.
Oh,
you tell me.
Oh,
tell me. Go ahead, read it. Tell me.
Wow.
I looked at it.
This is the full slate of games. There's only 5 games, so this is a national take-off day today.
Tell me what game is better than Iowa State right now in college basketball.
I would have to push back a little bit on the IUPUI Eastern Illinois game.
Oh my gosh, yes, the MAC college basketball midweek game is tremendous.
It's -5 and the total's 133. This is
Great
a very compelling game. Plus, I like to say ooey pooey.
Ooey pooey. Yeah, great game.
That's fun.
Those power conference. Indiana.
What about
Purdue.
Portland going to play North Dakota State? The line's only 2. The total's 148.
Tremendous game. Tremendous
Big game.
Tremendous game. It's amazing. This is the only game on the docket.
Literally. How did they get punished to be playing tonight. Like
No,
with
I think it's smart scheduling. Actually, it makes any college basketball fans going to watch this. Stay away from
up
NFL football.
against the Patriots and the Steelers.
You think anybody in the state of Iowa cares about the Patriots and the Steelers?
They got the same uniforms. I
They
bet there's
don't
Steeler
care.
fans in Iowa.
Why? Because they're like punting, bad quarterback play, and offenses that can't score. I guess so.
Oh,
That's about it. They're going to put it on and be like, this looks really familiar. This is like watching games on Saturday, watching these two teams play.
Schools are from finals week this week.
Over.
Some
Iowa
schools-
State.
some
Over.
schools
That's
might
true.
be on finals
They
weeks.
are. That's true. But kids play in finals week all the time. That's not an excuse for not playing.
Whoa. Well, like
UNLV,
they played Monday. They don't play again until Saturday.
UNLV plays Tuesday. That's finals week. They play their biggest non-conference game of the year during finals on Tuesday.
Mm.
So it doesn't finals. That doesn't matter.
All right.
Over.
Got a side of this game? I have no idea. I didn't.
Over.
I literally doing this show sometimes is so enlightening for me because I didn't know there was a college basketball game.
Silent game for basketball. I'll take the over. If I had to lean one way, I'd lean Iowa State's way. But
Okay.
if Iowa is hot from the outside, then the game's going to go over.
Early look at tomorrow. I just scrolled down to see if tomorrow was like today. St.
No.
Peter's is at Duquesne, and Duquesne's a 14-point favorite.
Oh,
So,
beautiful game.
yeah.
We're getting another event here in Vegas. The 2024 NHL Draft will be held at the Sphere.
how about this?
Yeah.
It's all going to come full circle. My wife was the kid that went up to, I believe it was Timu Solane, Keith Kachuk, all these young hockey stars from one of my best friends in life, Rob.
Okay.
They were dating. He had a card store. They went to the drafts and sent Jessica up to sign all the cards. So she's been to the NHL draft. I have never been to
Right.
one. She's been multiple times up in Montreal and Quebec City and did all this stuff. So I can almost guarantee that we will go to the draft just to bring our lives full circle
Nice.
together.
Well, the
At the
Sphere
Sphere.
is going to be amazing. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. I mean, it's going to be TV will not do it justice. I'll tell you that right now. And this might be the last time the NHL has a centralized draft.
Yeah.
They're going to do it just all remotely now.
Yeah, they spun it like people want to work in their offices and they don't want to travel to someplace.
No one wants to go to it.
Right?
It's a hard
Okay.
sell. It's like baseball. It's a hard sell.
It's a very hard sell, but they're putting it in the Sphere because the building was taken.
What building?
T-Mobile.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I think
They
it's
didn't pick
it's
the
smart.
Sphere.
I think it's smart to do it at the Sphere.
Right? The way
Oh
you,
my gosh!
when you
could
do some reading.
Oh my goodness! You could do some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
Hunger Game type stuff. See the Hunger Games? Do you see the Hunger Games?
I loved it.
You know when they put the people who died, you put them up on the screen, put them up on top of the dome when they died. You can do that with a draft. You put their all their like you put the draft order up. Be unbelievable. Be so cool. You put it on the inside. You put it on the outside. Oh yeah.
Problem with the NHL draft is that you may know who the number one pick is, and after that, you're like,
It's like
wait
baseball.
a second.
Yeah. Who?
What?
What? Where is he from?
Who? He's
16-year-old from Saskatchewan. He'll be here in 3 years.
put the jersey on, kid.
Yeah.
Smile.
A guy from Norway who's going to be here in 5 years. Yeah, it's true. All right, you want hockey? Here are your hockey plays before we let go of Sports Grid. Bruins are laying $3 against Buffalo tonight.
Buffalo's struggling.
Tuukka Rask is the emergency backup goaltender tonight for the Bruins. So instead of having some random guy, because sometimes they have a random dude in the building, Tuukka is that guy tonight.
Oh,
So both goaltenders have to be hurt for
does
him
he
to
live
be
in
put in.
Boston, or did he
He
fly
does.
in for this? He does.
He lives in Boston. Yeah.
Okay.
He
Tuukka.
lives in the same building that my aunt and uncle have a condo in Boston.
Oh,
I bumped into Tuukka many a times at the there's a coffee shop at the bottom of the building, and I've seen Tuukka numerous times, and that's when I first learned that goaltenders are skinny fucks. And I
Right.
went, he looks
Oh,
enormous with all his pads on, and then when he has a suit on, he's a stick figure.
Pitt is playing Washington State in the women's volleyball championship right now, regional semifinal on ESPN. The
This is-
cutaway between shots
Yeah,
is Permani brothers. They're making the sandwiches right now. I wasn't even hungry. Now I'm starving.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay.
The French fries on the sandwich.
Okay, stop.
With the coleslaw.
Like the Sabres of the Ruins.
What's the like about the Sabres?
Nothing. Sharks went 3-0 ATS in New York City. They're at Detroit. It's -110 on the puck line.
Yeah, Detroit's winning this game.
Are they covering the puck line?
I feel more comfortable regulation.
Sharks are getting housed tonight, are they not?
Yeah, I said that the other night to you. Yes.
Because if they don't get housed tonight, they're getting housed in 2 days here against Vegas. Someone's going to take them behind the woodshed. They scored 3 goals in the third period against the Islanders. No, was it the Devils, right? Who did they just play? No, it was Devils.
The last game was the Islanders.
Rangers, Islanders. Yeah, against the Islanders. Up 4-1. I'm sitting on a ticket. I'm up 4-1. I'm like, this is great. We got the puck line. We're all good. Goal. My phone starts buzzing. Goal, goal, goal. They won 5-4 in overtime.
Yeah. Detroit in regulation feels more comfortable with me than the puck line.
Right.
But
it's going to be expensive. Detroit.
Wow. Otto said first period draw.
He loves that bet. He loves that bet. Because they've been a pain in the ass. The Sharks are a pain in the ass in the first period, either 1-1 or 0-0.
Right.
That's what they've been doing all on this road trip. It's just that they've been competitive in the first period in particular. The Coyotes have won 5 straight. They're home against Philly. The game's a pick 'em. Can they go to 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. This is 6 straight if they win this?
Them and Edmonton, the 2 hottest teams in hockey.
Something brewing in Arizona, huh?
Well, they're young and they're good.
They're getting good goaltending, too.
They are.
As long as you get good goaltending, you can play with anybody, hang with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, first thought is that Arizona's a side. Wow. Under?
On a pick.
6?
Maybe?
Under.
It's hard to bet under. It's hard to bet under.
Bonus time, but
it's hard to bet
under.
under. 6. Better to book 6. I'll book it.
Under, I said.
Yeah, it's hard to bet. It's hard to bet unders right now in hockey.
Right.
There's no, we're not getting many 2-1 hockey games right now and going on. And then finally, on the opposite, the Kraken have lost 5 games in a row. They're at home against the Devils.
Mess.
Who start their West Coast swing.
Well, they started it in Vancouver the other night.
Oh, right. Okay. And they went way over. That was that 6-5 game. Over.
They were destroying Vancouver. Vancouver tied it with 1 minute to go, and then they lost with 30 seconds to go. Over.
Yeah.
Over. And I would play the Devils at this price. I think something's going on bad in Seattle, and the numbers already come down at Circa, because how can Seattle be getting plus whatever it is, plus 125, plus 120 at home? Makes sense, but not yet. Seattle's going to turn it, but the Devils are flying. I mean, I can be surprised if it doesn't go over by 15-minute point of the third period.
Guys who are on SiriusXM and listening on SiriusXM and watching on SportsGrid, thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow for a big Roll Call Friday. If you want to be able to listen to the podcast, any part of the show, bonus time, if you ever miss the show and want bonus time, it's always on the podcast audio-wise. QR code's on the screen. Open your phone's camera, point it right at the QR code. It will take you to Apple Podcasts, where you can subscribe and listen to BvB whenever and wherever you want. If you guys are live on YouTube or live on Twitter, do not move. You guys are getting bonus time. All right. This is an interesting article on sportshandle.com today.
Yep.
Could the leagues be facing a massive lawsuit in the future due to injury reports?
This will be addressed in a regular time tomorrow as well during the show.
Okay. You should just tell me that at the beginning and I'll put it there. I'll move it up.
I'll just tease it then. We'll address it all tomorrow. There it is. BvB bonus time. We're going to address this tomorrow. in full.
Sportsbook and teams cozy up. A winning lawsuit by a bettor is not a long shot. Legal minds think that the time is coming where a court may not look so kindly on questionable injury reporting like what happened with the Bengals and the wrist injury that was going on with Joe Burrow. So we'll get into that and we'll address that coming up tomorrow.
I can't wait to address that.
Tomorrow.
And if you're a lawyer
you're
and you're still watching or listening to the show,
reach out.
Email us at askthebvb@gmail.com, please, of why you think this would be a case. Because I don't have a fucking clue. But I can't wait to address it tomorrow.
Time for better. All right, better to book a time. Same game teasing. Steelers to a pick under 36.
This is job requirement, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? But I would bet this anyway.
This is ridiculous. You want this aggravation? Like the kids say, you want this smoke?
Of 36, yes, I'm good with the
Pick?
game. Under
What
30.
if they lose? You're
I'll
going to
pissed
be
off.
so aggravated.
Yes, I'd be mad, doubly mad because the
It
Patriots
ain't
won.
worth it.
It is worth
Take
it.
the points up in a game that the total's 30.
Patriots are not going to score. They're not going to
But
score.
the line is 5. You get 11. They lose by 10, and you still win.
14-3. I guess that covers. 17-3. I don't. Okay. 17-3. I don't cover. No, I'm just the point spread. 17-3. I don't cover. No way. I'm not. The Patriots are. I put it this way. In my brain, I have handicapped this game going close. Actually, going over. I think 24-10 is really possible.
Oh.
I think 24-10 is really possible. I think 24-3 is really possible.
Oh. Okay.
I think the Patriots are going to turn the ball over. I think there's a real possibility that Bailey Zappi gets destroyed. TJ Watt's playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Goodbye. Patriots offensive line is horrible. They will not be able to block him at all. And there's going to be they have no receivers. They have no running game. The starting running back is ancient. Ezekiel Elliott is not moving the football for the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson's hurt. He's out. Okay. You got Pop Douglas, who's a fun player, but he's not going to hurt anybody for the Steelers. They can't block. They can't run. They can't throw. They can't catch. You tell me how the Patriots are going to go to Pittsburgh on Thursday night on a short week and win. This should be an absolute blowout. And the reason why I like under 36 is that 30-3, I still win.
Oh, man. So your team total bet.
That scares me because of the second bet, because I looked at it, okay? But I'm betting Trubisky to throw a pick.
You're all over the place with this.
I'm scared of that. Both teams are going to suck tonight. Zappi's minus 180, throw a pick.
We got
minus
a bunch of people still here watching the BvB bonus time. Again, thank you all for being here and watching the show and hanging with us this long or just joining us, like our friend John Merges down in Florida. John just came in and said to say hello. He was checking in on both of us based on yesterday's events.
Yeah,
a lot of people didn't know about yesterday and then, are just finding out now or just getting to their social media and going, holy crap, are you guys okay? How are the kids? Everything's fine right now. I'll ask the chat, would you better book Matt's same game teaser? Because I don't know if it's worth it, but I would book it. I would.
By the way, CNBC just posted the segment that we just did on a financial analyst on CNBC implied that legalized sports betting could be to blame for young men not getting married, not dating, and not having sex.
I hope they say they heard two guys talking about.
You're welcome, guys.
Which is the book. We appreciate you.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
That's great.
CNBC's talking about.
Yeah.
Where's CNBC based?
Ooh, New York, right?
New York City.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, we love those guys.
Trubisky. So why am I all over the place?
Because you got Trubisky to throw a pick, you got under.
I do.
Under could lead to over because of the pick.
No, that's why I have 36. Over 31 is
Right.
if it goes to 31, it goes over, but not under 36.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have him to throw a pick.
Yes, both guys, but it's 180 for Bailey Zappi.
Who has success running the football today?
I think the Steelers could have a little bit of success. A little bit. Remember when we watched Iowa and we counted the number of punts and the games would fall 15-13, right?
Right.
That's what this game feels like to me. It's going to be 28. Total's going to be around 28. Steelers win by 1 or 2. Everyone's going to leave shaking their head.
I think all of that, like take plus 11 and go under 36.
No, because the blowout potential is really there. It's high.
Okay.
The blowout, and I win.
Like you guys are watching the show, right? Like, is he being like literally bizarro world? Like 30 seconds ago,
I'm telling you the difference. I'm telling you the reason why I like Steelers at a pick and the under. Every scenario that I'm giving you, I win. Except if I take it up to 12. That's the worry.
Okay.
If you pull it down, if the Steelers win by 1 or they win by 30, I'm good.
Okay.
As long as they win 30-3, I'm good.
All right.
That's why I did what I did.
Because I don't throw a pick, I say bet it.
Yes. And then under 7.5 Pacers in the Bucks.
I have to say bet this.
It's too high. It's too high.
I don't know. How many of these guys have been to Vegas, period, in their life, let alone
and how many guys have played in this building?
That's the first time they're walking in this building is today.
Yeah.
Like, and what they get here? Yesterday?
Last night, yeah.
Get it out of your system on Wednesday, boys. The game's on Thursday.
Vegas hangover?
I don't know. But I know I don't want a 2:00 game to go over 257 at the beginning. Now, if they get there and they're shooting lights out, then the rims are soft and all that other stuff that you hear, you'll know. I think you'll know this in-game could move drastically. I asked a friend of ours, are you going to the game? He lives in town. He's like, no, it's going to be a tremendous betting opportunity. I'm not going to the game. Guy like that's probably not looking for a title shot. That's fine.
Right.
I said, why don't you get out just to see people? I got to work. I got to bet the game. Okay, never mind. But
yeah, I don't know. I bet under 257.5.
Under them.
Yeah, I bet under. I can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
You booking it or betting it?
Bet it.
Okay. Super chat questions answered. Only one coming in here. Yeah, JC McCasey, TJ Watt is playing, said Dave. I asked the same question. I wanted to make sure he's playing, but I'm pretty sure he's playing. So
I'm sure he's playing. Why wouldn't he be playing?
Ankle injury.
Come on, we need this game.
You do need
tape it up. Let's go.
You do need that game without a doubt. You do this game. Just one. It comes from Big Business. You talked about Ohtani already, but a lot of Yankee people saying Rizzo out, Cody in. Who's Cody for the Yankees?
Out.
Rizzo could be. I mean, it's possible. I mean, they're annoyed as hell with Rizzo. He was so bad last year.
Huh.
Go with somebody. I mean, yeah, but I'm just talking about the lineup is right now. But Rizzo could be out. Sure. I doubt the Yankees are done. I doubt Soto's the last piece that they're going to make. Blake Snell, most likely, I'm going to say Blake Snell's a Yankee.
So me and you today at 6:00 Pacific.
Yeah, I'm not really too pleased about that. So
just put the sport coat on, leave the Patriot hat on. We'll do the whole shtick.
They get mad at me. I do that.
Nobody's going to get mad at you. Blame it on me. It's for the show. You wear that Patriot hat, I'll wear the Steeler hat. We'll come on, we'll do the show.
All right.
Taylor.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah.
What do you think she has? How do you come up with a lot of props for tonight?
Unders on everything.
Total's 30.
Unders on everything.
We got people. Would you use this game in a contest? I forgot today was Thursday. We're getting people putting in picks.
Oh. But they're not using tonight though.
Oh.
They just sent in the picks, but they're not using tonight.
Oh, okay.
You can't use tonight. Tonight would just come on.
How would you use tonight? as one of your best 5 games in a week.
You would take the Steelers, but
Would
I
you?
mean,
Would you?
you would if you I mean, that's
They
the
can't
move.
score
But,
either. They got Trubisky. I think it's the rhombuses and the parallelograms already took all the 6s.
damn.
Huge list of unders for Mr. C.
Yeah, under everything. But bet under everything. Under everything. Everything about today is what?
Show. The fact that we got this 2 hours to share with each other and people is absolutely amazing. But yesterday was a really, really another test of what it's like to be a parent and what it's like to be connected to young people. Not just my own daughter. I saw those kids come in when we were eating dinner, and my heart went out to them. And then I found out that Sienna was in that building. I'm going to go find her. We're going to FaceTime something. The girls were on the phone, and they didn't want to wake me up because they knew how tired I was. Yesterday was one of the most mentally taxing days I've had in a decade, because not that I didn't know what to do, the lack of being able to do anything and feeling helpless was the worst feeling ever. And those of you that have reached out, Matt said at the beginning, I'll say it at the end, I'm going to try to reach out back to you, every single one of you. And I can't thank you enough for checking in. How are you? How's your family? How's your daughter? All the different questions. How's Matt? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? I had guys that were living in LA ready to get in the car, just to come. Hey, do you need anything? I'll be there in 4 hours. No, we're good. Thank you. But knowing that was in the back pocket, or that it's there at the drop of a push of a button, was so comforting. And just want to say thank you. I mean, I just got a text from Big Consig Kylie. They announced 2 of the people, the identities of 2 of the people.
Students or no students?
I didn't open it up yet. I'll open it up right now.
This was my fear. This would happen on the air.
No, these are not students.
They're faculty.
Yeah.
See, this was a weird thing I was going in my brain. I was like, if he killed faculty, which is what I am of,
right?
I can almost, if you do the mental gymnastics of why he would go after someone there, he wasn't after students. So a part of me feels relieved that this wasn't an attack on the students.
Right.
But then the other side of me says, well, then now my colleagues got attacked, people I worked with.
Yeah.
And the chances of me knowing them is, if they worked in the journalism department, I knew them. But if they worked in the business department, I did not. I don't know what job he was applying for.
Patricia Navarro, 39, was assistant professor of accounting at UNLV.
Okay. 39.
And Cha John Jang, also known as Jerry, was a professor of business at UNLV. Jerry was 64. Patricia was 39.
Goodness gracious.
Literally just opened it up right now.
They went to work.
They went to work.
And didn't come home.
At a school. We got people that go to work that this is their job, and you pray for them every day, between policemen and EMT people locally and people that are in the military service here and everywhere else and whatever. People at the bottom of the list of having to go to work and worrying about coming home is probably professor, teacher stuff. It's sad as hell. Doesn't make sense.
But as speaking as a professor, what you're worried about is a student who is not stable.
Yeah.
You don't worry. You don't think it's going to be an adult, a 67-year-old adult who applied for a job and you said no.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no words for that. The other favorite thing about today was going to be how you said about not being able to go anywhere and, have that workplace camaraderie, whatever. We have it. My favorite thing about today is that we have it for 2 hours right here.
Yeah.
There's people doing their jobs that come here to talk to each other in the chat and listen to us go back and forth and talk about things. We've replaced what we don't have, Perrault, with this.
Fair. No, you're right. 100%.
We've been
I
rewarded
totally,
with such good people that keep showing up for us, with us, and bringing people with them.
Right.
At the beginning of every show, I say, go tell them, go get them. I mean, somebody just bring them to the show, because I think we can hold their attention long enough and they can feel a part of something that they may not have. For people that have stuff or have other shows, we're not for them right now. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's something, we got some value in this thing.
My favorite thing about today, to kind of make it go full circle, Matt Rafferty, you guys may know him from the Discord channels or the live chat. Matt R, he goes by, it's his handle a lot of times. He was, I think, the first semester, but he was the first semester I taught in person. So my second semester ever, he was my student. He's a pretty big gambler now. He's of age. He graduated UNLV. And he wrote this to me last night that I want to read because I think it symbolizes a lot. He said, as a kid from Vegas, I wanted to say thank you. Similar to what Dave had said, listening to you guys yesterday was incredibly therapeutic for me, as I was home alone when I found out what had happened. There's not much you can say as something like this is going on, and I thought you and Dave did an outstanding job navigating through it all yesterday. I am beyond grateful that everyone I know, including yourself and your loved ones, are all safe and okay. Thank you for shedding some light on an issue that's difficult to process. Please let me know if there's anything you need. And thank you for everything you were doing, not just for UNLV, but for the community as a whole. I thought that's a 24-year-old kid. So part of the brigade, watches her stuff, watches the show every day. One of my students who I have kept in contact with and been, conversing with, he bets NASCAR. He's a big Nebraska kid. He's from Nebraska fan. So we had a quick, once he took the course, it was easy. Like he knows NASCAR, he knows Nebraska. We're like, yeah, let's go. Like sports gambling, it was perfect. Right. So for Maddie, awesome. Thank you for writing that. I appreciate that. Thank you everybody else who wrote that, but I wanted to bring that to light because that made me, as a kid who's from Vegas, went to UNLV, that we were able to help him while he was home alone yesterday.
Reason number, put it on the list, why we do the show.
Amen.
This is why we do the show.
Big show tomorrow. Roll call Friday tomorrow. Should be a
big
lot of fun.
Show tomorrow.
You can see us in 4 hours on Sports Grid coming up here for the Patriots and the Steelers. That's going to be a fun opportunity.
Wear the hat.
Yeah, we'll see about that. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We're back tomorrow for a Roll Call Friday for BvB.